What's good, everybody? How's everybody doing? It's your boy 6Deuce, one of the co-hosts here at Super Righteous Broadcast, SR Broadcast. You guys know the deal. We have amazing guests here today, a few of them. Of course, we have J Means, the music artist. Make sure you guys tap in with his music, tap in with his Instagram, tap in with him on all platforms. Same goes for Cali Hood Media Frank, and I'm sure you guys are familiar with them. Go subscribe to him on YouTube, all that good stuff. And I'm going to cut to the chase on this one. Shout out to all the co-hosts. You guys know who you are, but because of a not necessarily time limit today, I don't want to hold up the people here. I'm going to go ahead and just say shout all of our partnerships, and you guys know who they are too. So, Jay Means, do me a big favor, Boston. If you can introduce yourself to the people, whether it's all the way from where you're coming from, the type of music you do, the type of artist you consider yourself, and a little background summary on who you are so that people can get to know you a little better.
All right, bet. So like you said earlier, my name is J Means. I'm a musical artist. I rap. I make a lot of different types of rap, but mainly like conscious rap. I like to look at my music as a type of like innovation of, what I'm saying, like old school rap, old school sounds, old school flows, but just incorporating the newer problems that we suffering through life and really trying to just get through that. I like to look at my music as education. You know what I'm saying? Inspiration, motivation. That's like the three words that describe my music. I'm from Florida. I'm from a little town called East Mims, about 30 minutes outside of Orlando, Florida. Basically, I just grew up there. I grew up in the church. My mom had me in church every Sunday, and I was playing the instruments, playing the drums, playing the pianos, gotten piano lessons. When it's played, I got in the band by the time I got elementary school, middle school, high school. I'm in the band and doing all that. So I really got a musical background. When I got to college and stuff like that, that's when I started rapping and got into the booth, got into the studio, really started finding myself with music. I always been in love with music, but I ain't never really pursue it out loud. So when I really found rap and got into rapping is when boom, this how I'm gonna explore my musical love right now, my musical passion, and that's just where I've been at, basically here.
No, yeah, for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and get my feedback on that and allow Frank to say his piece on that as well. But one thing that I stuck out of all that, not that the rest didn't stick out, is that a lot of your love from the music came from you playing instruments, growing up in church a bit. So you would say that that helped influence your love for music. And would you say the church allowed you to be able to have that access to learn that, or you just felt like you've always had that in you as a music artist, and that was just one of the first push starts?
I would say a little bit of both. It's of course I already always had it in me because it got to be in you. It's not on you, it's in you. So of course it was in me, but I feel like the church at the same time was like the first opportunity I had to even do it. That's what started it all, is the instruments at the church, me being interested in the instruments that were at the church and playing those. And then my grandma was actually who owned the church, so she the one that allowed me to boom, so you play the drums at praise and worship, and I'm just beating on the drums. I taught myself how to play drum set, and then eventually got into learn how to professionally play the drums. I started playing on the piano. She put me in piano lessons, so it was a little bit of both. It was in me, but the church, being in the church, my grandma having the church and having the tools to let me be able to express it is what actually let me be able to do it.
Okay. So you would say it was a very, it was one of your biggest tools that you were able to utilize, that that it gave you the ability to utilize it.
Yeah. I feel like church that's the biggest tool to utilize throughout all aspects of my life, even aside from the music. Like it's really the pillars of everything for my life, for real. So yeah, for sure.
As it should be, bro. As it should be. I mean, hey, no matter what religion people believe in, there's a God. I don't want to make this one of those segments, but at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with that, because that's not even a derogatory term when I say one of those. Because when I say that, people came here to see you, but I feel like there's no harm in always giving the most up high, bro. That respect, bro. Whether people believe it or not, it's the only reason why we here. And I know I could even tell you that.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, so one of my questions for you won't be able to see me, but I'm gonna ask off first question. That way I give Frank room and everybody room to say what they want to say. But I'm gonna start with a few questions. So if you don't see me, I'm just going off the screen, but you'll still be able to hear me.
Okay.
So you guys hear me perfect, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the first question I have written for you is, what's the most vulnerable lyric you've ever written, and what inspired you to share? Like I would say, vulnerable is a little too direct, but like one of the deepest, most meaningful lyrics slash songs that you felt like you've written and put in your music, and what influenced it?
Uh, Personally, okay, I got a song. It's not out. It probably won't be out, but it's a song. It's called "ICU," like the letters ICU, like intensive care unit. But it's also like a metaphor for I see you, and it's just about how me looking at the mirror, looking in the mirror at myself, you know what I'm saying, and reasons I felt ways or reasons I came from a specific place, or you know what I'm saying. I started talking about growing up and my dad, the whole situation with us moving from my dad, but him still being in my life and everything like that. So I felt like I really just I usually when I rap and I get deep, talking in innuendos, talking in metaphors, like you know what I'm saying, kind of alluding to the fact something relatable. But I feel like on that song specifically, I was actually talking about my situations and what actually was going on for me. So I feel like that's when I got the most vulnerable.
Okay, and I have a question. Um, so with your family dynamic, like what was that growing up with your mother and father? Would you say you had a generally close relationship, or was it like rocky? Like how was it looking at home for you?
I actually had a great growing up situation. We didn't live with both parents, like you know what I'm saying, how most people don't, but we didn't live with both parents, but both parents were both definitely in our lives greatly, and they got along well. We both got along well with both of them. Everything just worked. We used to go stay with my dad in the summers, come back over for school time with my mom. He used to send us Christmas presents, money all the time. He used to look out for my mom. He used to come visit. If we was acting bad enough, he'll take that little. He only stayed 2 hours away. He'll take the trip, come give us whoopings. Like he was definitely in there with us, and I appreciate him. And my mom was a great mom. She held down the house even when it felt like even for her, if it wasn't enough, it never felt like it wasn't enough for us. So I would say that home life was great, and that's what allowed me really to be able to find out I loved other things and express other things. You know, because a lot of people, the at home life be so difficult, so tough that they can't even think about doing other things with their life because at home so tough. They trying to figure out what's going on right here in front of them. So yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, Frank, you want to go ahead? Do you feel like you have anything you want to ask him, or so far any information he's given? Do you feel like
Oh,
any
yeah.
advice, or you know?
I heard him say church, that gave him the opportunity to take advantage of instrumentals, and I think that's awesome that he said that because it shows that he has a a good character, a good mindset, like when it comes to where he's going, and a lot of people don't. That's the first artist that I heard, that I've even been on an interview with that said that their grandma and church inspired them. So salute to them, man, definitely. And it's a trip, like I said, growing up out there, and I'm pretty sure Miami, Florida, Orlando. From what I've seen, I've never been out there, but I know it's pretty rough out there, like it is out here in California. And I just wanted to say, bro, just keep pursuing it, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro, because not too many people have that chance.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of documentaries, like I said, and I know a lot of the youth out there are involved in activities, and don't make it past a certain age, bro. So I just want to say many blessings to you, brother, and your path that you're on, bro. For real, I hope you make it, where you're trying to get to, because I know it's not easy out there. Because I've seen shows out, and I know it's not easy. So to choose one or the other, it's I'm pretty sure it's difficult.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
So
man, salute to that.
no, yeah, so like Frank said, something real right there because okay, it's not an easy thing to do. People may look at the way music is itself or the music artist, and let's be real, these days people glorify the opposite. I'm
Yeah,
saying it's cool to mess your life up. We say this all the time. It's more cooler to crash out and be that guy doing allegedly selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? All that wild behavior, which I'm not judging. We all come from a crazy background, one way or
yeah,
another, to our own extent and degree. But it's different when like I said, I'm sure you had that in front of you probably, like the rest of everybody, good and bad, you know?
Yeah.
And you chose to do more with your life. And it's nothing downplaying everybody else because whether you come from a good, a bad background, it's where you're going, not how you started, right?
Yeah.
So I want to say next, I'm going to ask a few more questions on that. But just based off of that, bro, like even Frank was saying, you have a lot ahead of you in a bright future. So for all these other artists, it's cool to be cool in other ways too. And I want to point out that's one of the reasons why I reached out to this individual because I'm not knocking any other type of music because you all know, even if I don't listen to all types of music, I browse all types of music and I don't judge all types of music because it is what it is. But you guys know, not to make it about me, my favorite artist is J. Cole. So not to compare this man to that, but that's it gave me, if you guys don't know J. Cole when he first started, that hunger. You heard in his voice. And I heard it in J. Mean's voice. I can see the way he was elaborating, expressing himself, and being able to put into music that a lot of people, I listen to it, but like these days, they'd rather go listen to Boss Man D-Lo and stuff, which is cool. Which is cool. You know, we ain't hating on everybody else. I'm just saying. So I'm gonna get on these next questions, but I even told him before we started, thank you for being one of those artists that are still keeping hip hop alive. That's kind of my whole giving you your flowers and thank you for being one of those.
I appreciate
So,
it.
oh, you're welcome. My apologies, boss. By the way, if I ever actually talk over you, because it's a little windy. But before we get started, do you have any other questions?
I ain't got no questions. I'm good.
Okay. All right, boss. So I'm gonna go with the second one. Can you describe the moment when you realized Authentic Dynasty was more than just a name?
Uh, Me and my homies, we were actually here at the crib at the spot and just chilling, having like deep conversations, talking about where we want to go with this and what we want to do with it. And really, at first, it had no name. It was just a collective of us. We all wanted to do these things. We wanted to do more than just music. We wanted to do the media behind our music, our own music. We wanted to start a podcast. We want to start doing like lyric breakdowns and offering video, like just everything that any artist wants to outsource to go to all these other people to do. We want to all do it and all do it in house. So we were just going through, just talking about it, and we just kept saying authentic in the conversation. Like we wanted to be authentic. We wanted to be real. We wanted to be, and it just kind of it left the stance from being an idea to being reality right then is where I feel like that's when I started like really just pushing the idea.
Okay, and so for the people that aren't fully familiar, that was my next question. Um, the people that aren't familiar with Authentic Dynasty, give them a more deeper insight on behind how you guys got it started, more or less than more you describe now, and exactly what it is, because that's something that just slipped my mind. Is some people may not know, and let's
Right.
show them and tell them what it is.
Right. So authentic dynasty is basically what I want to call a it's just a multi-dimensional company that I'm trying to start. A multi-dimensional brand, a company, a collective. It's just a group activity, group partnership thing where I want to basically, like I said earlier, provide all these things that people outsource for people that are around me in my circle. So that's what, and then everybody that's like minded on the same thing, like same path, same idea. So some of my friends, we stream. Some of them stream. He wanted to do game streaming on the game. We got podcasting coming. We got interviews coming. Mic drop videos. All these different types of things that I want to, like I said, everything that you go outsource for, people go to, oh, we're going to go to Genius and do this. We're going to go to On the Radar and do this. We're going to go to, you know what I'm saying? We still can do those things, but I want to all be able to do it in house because there's a lot of artists that they ain't got the money to get a flight over to LA or flight to New York, you know what I'm saying, and do something like that. And they don't have the opportunity to eat. They might be the hardest artist in that city, but they don't have the resources to go do something like that. So I want to make a collective where we make it a staple that we just do stuff like that. And it started because we got given the opportunity to record. It was me and my two homeboys. We got the opportunity to be able to record for free because somebody they just was cool with our music. Like when we was in college, they just let us, and it was like, bro, we didn't have the opportunity. We would have never been able to get good at rapping because we would have never had the chance to just do it. So that's what I want Authentic Dynasty to be. I want it to be a dynasty to where it can have umbrellas and branch off, and it makes and something to help the industry, because the music industry is hard to get into, and then when you get into it, it's even harder to stay into. It's harder to be yourself and be authentic in it. So we want to be able to remain authentic.
Okay, okay. Um, that's honestly, in a way, I'm just gonna relate and say, for me personally, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? I respect it because, in a way, that's really what SR Broadcast and Cali Media and the people will like, and it makes sense why God does stuff for a reason. I'll point that out.
Mm-hmm.
What our goal is too, because exactly that I've noticed, being in my generation, he's been noticed in his generation that a lot of people gatekeep more than they help out. A lot of
Yeah.
people not necessarily don't gatekeep, they just don't got the resources. They don't, or they can't afford it. And you're right, there's many talented people out there that just don't have what they need to get to that next step. So
Right.
thank you for also doing that as well, because even Frank can tell you, and more of just asking the next question, I want to let Frank go ahead and I want to ask him, like, and he can tell you, Frank, what's some more advice you'd give him for somebody that's doing it for the similar purposes, and advice you can give to Jay Means that you feel can help him and his collective? Oh, dang, I think he walked away, but we'll go ahead and I'll re-ask when he comes back. But
Yeah.
when I'll ask him that, and I'll move forward and I'll say that, like, because, okay, exactly this. I'm solely music, but things happen. I seen the same thing, like, man. So it feels good to know that there's more people out there doing more of what needs to be done, because not many people, one, will put up their own resources to do it, or two, people just don't want to do it. Because I'm telling you, and I seen a post earlier, and I'm sure you guys can relate. It's sad that we live in a world of secret competition, when if it's going to be competition, I feel like it should be positive competition,
You
because
feel? Yeah.
I do it with my friends all the time. I do it with my friend. Me and Frank, we do it all the time. Hey, bro, hell yeah, bro, you did a video. I'm gonna do two more, man. You know what? But it's never hated, and it's never like ever like, oh, bro, I gotta up him. It's never, because when y'all are all bosses, when you guys are all shining on your team, there's no room to be jealous, because you guys all got it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Y'all got it. But Frank walked away for this one. But my question for Frank, what's some advice do you feel like you could give somebody like Jay Means, and for the movement that's similar
Yeah.
to our movement, that advice you would think you would give him coming up to help better him and further him in his goals?
Like I can only say like in podcasting, because
Because he
music I
spoke
don't.
about, huh?
Huh? What happened?
It's because he spoke about his collective, which is Authentic Dynasty. And when he
Hmm.
was going through the reasons and why how they got started, it was similar to our purposes, trying to help other people, artists that
Hmm.
don't have the resources, that don't have all the outlets they need. So we're trying to be those ones to provide that for them. So since
Right.
we are one of those platforms, what's some help and some advice you think you can give him for his collective?
I would say present yourself well at all times. That's the number one, because your first interaction. I mean, a lot of these dudes want to come off as this hard gangster and all this stuff, but like that doesn't sell, my boy. I'm not saying you, but I could tell you're a humble cat. But it's whoever's watching, right? Like a lot of
Yeah.
times these dudes come off like some killer. Like nobody wants to. Nobody in the industry is gonna want. Like they're gonna be like, oh hell no, they're gonna be scared. So I would say always come off humble and always stay consistent. Consistency is the number one key in this game, especially in podcasting. And just network with whoever wants to network with you. Of course, stay away from the ones that are not welcome, but the ones that are and that are networking, there's nothing wrong with networking with everybody. Leave the
Yeah.
door open for everybody to come in and network with you, and that's how you grow. A lot of times these dudes set boundaries, even though they say they don't, but in their mind they have lines like, I'm not going to deal with this person, that person, this person. Like you kind of already fail, So I'll just say open the door and of course scan everybody as they come through and see who your best, believe your heart, believe the energy they put off, and go off of that, And
Mhm.
I met 6Deuce. I met the homie on YouTube. We met in real life though, in person, kicked it and all that, but he's one of like the one of the most realest homies that I've have, you know, and met him on the net. So I would just say, just stay consistent and just try to network with everybody that wants to network with you, you know,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much how people grow. And the podcasting is uh thumbnails and titles matter the most. The
Uh-huh.
thumbnail and the title, like the thumbnail, the picture when you see the movie or like the clip, you know,
Yeah.
um, always try to make it look interesting, and the title you want it to be real catchy so people will click on it if you are going to decide to jump into the YouTube game, you know.
Yeah. For sure.
Those are some things that will help you for sure. And people don't tell you that because, of course, they don't want you to grow, right? But those are the two main things on YouTube: is the thumbnail and the title. Those are the two things, and that matter. And if you do make thumbnails, try not to make them like violent, because YouTube will violate your video for that.
Uh-huh.
If it's like too much, like, or like there's cuss words, or if it's like violent, like they'll flag your video. They won't let you post it.
Okay.
But yeah, man, that's all I could say. What's up, Randy?
Yeah, I want to go ahead and say real quick, thank you, Frank, for that. Shout out Kenny Stacks up in here. I cannot read these next names,
Shout out my
but
boy.
Gil Hermy, Florida, I think that's, and then Sus Wanted. Shout out to Jam,
Jemiah. Jemiah.
Jemiah,
Yeah.
Jemiah Miller. Thank you for correcting me. Mind you, guys, I'm Mexican, can barely speak Spanish, let alone English. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, pardon me.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
shout Randy G Lovely in here popping in, and yeah, the reason why I had to say that I let Frank ask because I don't want to trail off and on nothing towards Frank or you guys. You know, get totally sidetracked because it still pertains. Is That's exactly why I brought him in here, and I appreciate when he comes on here in all the interviews because I straight up say it. Without the team and him, SR Broadcast wouldn't exist because as soon as you said what you said, I'm gonna repeat it the third time. We're helping other artists because they don't have the resources that they usually have. That's what really, really is intriguing me even right now because you know what? Everybody claims to do that. But I like when somebody can actually take feedback. That's why I asked Frank, like, hey, what's some advice you would give him that you would give me? And he's never going to give nobody no false advertisement, nothing. So to get on to the next questions, that was the purpose behind that because I'm hoping we can all help each other because there's something that I can learn from you, Jay. Means there's things that you can teach our team, vice versa, and help collab, help go up. Because if Authentic Dynasty is exactly what you said it is, then I hope to see it bigger than even SR Broadcast when they say with Cali Good Media. Point is, if y'all win even before me, that's a win. That's a win to me, bro, because people with the same mission, same purposes, and same goals to see other people do great, I cannot be mad as long as we all contributing, right? So
Right.
my third question to you is, how do you think your music would be different if you didn't have the Authentic Dynasty vision guiding you? Or do you feel like with or without it, you would still have the same vision?
I feel like it would be pretty much the same. I feel like the Authentic Dynasty vision came because of the music and because of where the content of my music and what I want to do with my music. I feel like that's where Authentic Dynasty was birthed from. So I feel like the music would remain the same with or without it for sure.
Okay, okay. No, yeah, and that's a solid answer too, you know. And by the way,
Yeah.
if these sound like piece by piece, because I literally am, I wrote it out. I'm getting more professional with it and writing down these questions and trying to come at y'all correct. So my fourth question on the list for you is, that's why it sounds like I'm reading the list because I am. What's the
Hey,
biggest My bad, I'm sorry. What's the biggest risk you taken in your music career and was it worth it to you?
uh, feel like I haven't taken that risk yet. I feel like I haven't taken that big risk yet. Like I'm ready for it. It's just the opportunity hasn't presented itself. I feel like I take small risks every day. You know, spending money that I ain't supposed to spend just because I know I want to do this. Double booking stuff, going to something and hoping I can possibly get on the stage. Just I take those small risks every day, but I haven't taken that one leap of faith, and I'm ready to whenever. I just need the opportunity to present itself.
Okay, okay. Now, and you know what? You said something important there because artists don't realize that many people don't, no matter where you are, whether an artist or not in the entertainment industry. I'll be more broad with it. you got to take those small risks every day, even until you take that big one. So it's
Right.
great that you notice that. It's great that you understand that, hey, you know what? I'm going to take these risks because in the long run, they're all going to be worth it. But I had to ask that last part with the was it worth it? Because sometimes, let's be real, we take risks we feel aren't. But you know what? Sometimes,
Yeah.
sadly, those are the ones that are. You know what I'm saying? Those
I
are the
mean,
ones.
yeah, sometimes, but you just gotta look at everything like a lesson. I learned something from you. Got to learn something from every time. Even if I went for this and I didn't get that, you just learn something every time. I just went to a artist showcase 2 nights ago, and I didn't win first place, but I learned something from why I didn't win first place. They had everything. They had the stage presence. They were up on the furniture and everything. I learned, what I'm saying, taking notes. I take notes every time I go out anywhere, do anything. I'm taking mental notes. So I feel like you can always, even if the risk didn't give you what you were looking for from it, you may have still given you something though. Roses grow out of concrete.
Boss, one thing I'm gonna say too is that when it comes to risk in general, and I'm glad you said everything you said right now, because risk is a big thing, not necessarily to be taken in here, but I think that's what stops a lot of people because they don't even try to take the risk. So I'm actually with this interview, I hope when people watch this, they hear me and you discussing, coming from two music artists, coming from Frank, very talented influence in the podcasting game, that this is what comes with it. Because I think that's what scares off many people in the entertainment industry, is that they're scared to take it. They're like, oh, like what if it? And I want to say right now, like even you said, you'll never know until you do it.
Right.
You'll never know. So, like they say, outside, you go outside, it's like saying, man, I'm not gonna go outside because the sun's out. Well, I hate to break it to you, bro, but it's gonna get done whether the sun's out or not. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying is that we gotta face that heat, in lesser words. Like even though it's scary, even though a lot of you guys out there feel like, you know what, this is my last, this is that. That's what it is, because you know what, I heard something, not to make it about the Bible, but it's great you were brought up in church. But no, it was exactly a story from there. I remember hearing it in church. For sure, I'll say this. When I was in church growing up, because I was as well, believe it or not, what was it? House of Grace over there in Whittier, California, and they told me a story about, who do you think gave more? A rich man came and gave all his offerings, everything. Then this older woman, she gave her last.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. You're
Yeah.
familiar. And they said, who gave more? And they would tell you. And then, a bunch of kids, oh, they're richer. And then me being me, lucky, I try to sound like, oh, but as a kid, even I thought about, like, wait. And I'm like, the lady gave more. That's her everything. That's her last. So you guys got to look at it like that. Is sometimes it's not even the people with all these budgets, whatever, just because it looks like they're doing more. Trust me, comparing is the Joy's kill switch.
Yeah.
You
Killer.
know
The
what I'm
killer.
saying?
Yes. It's
Yeah,
exactly.
So
Exactly.
don't ever look across or see all these people. They got this bigger stuff. They got these bigger things going on, bro. Take your risk, because your risk, even as small or big as it looks, is very, very detrimental. Meaning, like it can really either make you or break you. But like anything, you cannot win without taking a few L's. So even if when those risks, you feel like I lost, oh, I didn't get nothing from it. Nah, you gain experience. You gain on what not to do next time and how to be smarter. So we just gotta let people know, bro. So thank you and shout.
Yes,
Liddy
ma'am.
loves you. I'm gonna go on with the next question, and I want to ask you: can you share a story about a fan who's been impacted by your music and how that's fueled your passion?
Well, first of all, I don't like to call anybody like a fan or anything. At the time,
Supporters,
yeah, support.
supporters.
You know what I'm saying? We are. It's a family. Everybody, my music, we all cool. That's my cousins, my aunties and uncles, and that's the brothers and sisters. That's like we all family. But to my supporters, I just want to like two of my supporters that really inspired me a lot. September Shot Me and Karsten. These are two people that neither one of them are rappers. Like that's why I put into the supporter genre, because there's a plethora of other artists around that inspire me and make me feel, you know what I'm saying, things I need to feel, and keep me and push me at the level I'm supposed to be at. But strictly support. Timber shot me, which is a videographer, and she's like, she's cool with me. We talk all the time. She wants to shoot videos for me and work with me and really like make this a thing and make this happen. Like, and I think that's cool. Like, just off the fact that you really that you like my music that much, support me that much, that you want to help me do it. I like that. I like that type of things. And then I got this other supporter. His name's Karsten, and he's finna turn into my sole producer. Like, he heard my music and he likes my music and he makes beats. So like, he likes my music too much, so much to the point where he want to lock in and work together. Like, and I feel like that's when the supporters start inspiring you, where they want to help you do what you want to do. And those are two people that want to literally help me do what I have to do. And you cannot ask for any more from someone that's so solely supporting you. They want to help you do more, help you do better, help you get to the place where you want to be. And that's everything. That's literally everything.
Okay, so out of those two supporters, um, I'm sure that you have a lot more, like I said, influence and whatnot, artist-based influences. To be specific, what are some of the ones, not just when you first started out, but even now, that you can name off the bat that you feel like not necessarily helped you get to where you got? Because I'm sure in a way all supporters have, and let's be real, without them, we wouldn't really be much.
Yeah.
But I want to go and say, like, what are some of the major influences, and whether they're mainstream, whether they're your family members, whether they're people around you, your community, your fan base, your supporter base, what would you say is a couple you could name and that really impacted you the most?
The inspiration, I say, number one that impacts me the most is where we are as a people. You know what I'm saying? And where we need to be. My biggest inspiration is us, our everybody here, us. Like, we living on this earth and we going through this stuff. We living in America. We going through these things. Everybody going through these things, going through the same thing. Everybody needs help. Everybody needs this. So my biggest inspiration is just the community of people that I'm rapping to. That's my biggest inspiration is the type of music I'm making, the people I'm making it for. That is my biggest inspiration. Aside from that, big mainstream artists that I like. I really grew up on gospel music and neo soul and R&B music. I didn't hear rap for a long time, so a lot of my flows and content of my music really comes and stems from the content of that type of music, like Lauryn Hill's, Erykah Badu's, Jill Scott's, and people like that. I even it's just a long list of R&B, gospel, Kurt Franklin, Marvin Sapp, like those type of artists, and the content of their music and how the music made you feel because of what they were saying in the music is probably what inspires me the most to make the type of music I'm making. And then the people around me, they inspire me a lot. It's a whole bunch of local artists. I got my cousin Lauren. That was like one of my first local inspirations. The first person I seen around me just start rapping. Like, and I'm trying to get there every day. I got a whole bunch of people around me that inspire me every day that I rap with. Kenny Stacks, he's in here right now. Jo Jordan, Moochie, Unknown, Hoodie Briscoe. Like, it's just a whole bunch of people around here, and it's plenty more that I can't even think of off the top of my head. Like, plenty more around that just inspire me every day. We got Aya Slime, T.O. Like, it's a whole bunch of artists around that just seeing them do what they got to do, seeing the music they make, and them seeing me, and we all seeing each other, we all getting all these opportunities, all that's inspiration. But my number one inspiration don't even come from a specific person or a specific artist. It comes from our people. It comes from everybody here, everybody, all of us, me, you, everybody here. We all chasing the same thing. We all trying to get to the same point. We all need some education, some motivation, some inspiration. And that's the biggest inspiration for my music, is the reason I make it. That's what I would say.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Now you know what? Even with the people you named and how you said it, even when you brought up your background in church, it makes a lot of sense now. It makes a lot of sense. And it's not a bad, I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean that, like,
Yeah.
the influence in your music makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah.
If that makes any at all. But I want to go ahead and elaborate on the fact that when I hear a lot of people's influences these days, there's nothing wrong where people are more better or less better, however you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
I just feel like I wasn't expecting those to be your influences,
Right.
and not in a bad way. It just goes to show how much more broad your skills reach versus when people just see like anything. You can't look at it as the cover and expect one thing. Not that I didn't, but like I said, it's making a lot more sense to me on why when I listen to your music, I can relate because I guess that's what I can say. I like relatable music, you
Yeah.
know? And me personally, whether I had all that money yet or not, because I will one day, we all will. I don't really lean heavy on like, cause I know my shout out to my manager, much respect to him. I want to put out there now, like I always get told like, hey bro, like you gotta make like more than just like deep music and hood music, like make this and that. But what people don't understand is I always explain to them like when people hear my quote unquote hood music, if you listen close, I'm just telling my life with a little bit of sauce.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean? Not faking, not trying to be cool, not trying to be like, oh look at me, I got all this and that, the third. So I'm
That's
able
how
to
it started. That's how that type of music started. Street music, hood music, gangster rap. It started by people just talking about their daily struggles. It evolved into the point where it's just like glorifying it. But it started just like how you saying it. You're just telling the story about your life. Like it's on real. That's real life. That's what it's supposed to be. It's all rap supposed to be in general. Like
no, yeah, and you know what? I want to give a shout out to Smoking Taz and Top of the Shelf. And I also want to say, you actually hit it right on the spot because I know even Frank can say that because growing up, the music was a lot different in all of our times. Because Frank is still, he's an OG, but still young enough. You know what I'm saying? People are not trying to play him. You know, he's still young too, meaning that like because I'm gonna keep it real. I don't consider people older, not necessarily old until they're like in their 60s, 70s. That's just me. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Until then, I feel like we all still young. You know. So what I'm getting at is Frank's era more or less because like him, like my mom's era, everybody else their era, they experienced it right there. Like they were there. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? They were around. It was when a lot of these artists were still alive, and that's true. People just looked at Tupac, Biggie, all these people back then as gangster rappers, but they were just telling their lives, bro. They were just telling you their lives. So that's kind of why I know that the generation from like Frank, the way they see music now, I get why they see music is like, man, you know, the youngsters are telling their story too. And Frank is one of those, he doesn't hate on us for it. You know, he embraces it. He sees that we're just doing it in our own way and times are changing. But there's a certain point. I'm not trying to knock
Yeah.
nobody either. That's their lifestyle. But then there's the people that it's like, I don't know. They're just asking for so much trouble. Why do you think you see all these indictments? You see all these people sadly losing their life young, sadly for no
Right.
reason. When really, me and Frank said before, if you're already making it, just live your life, bro. Just be happy. Like stay away from the streets. So even if you're
Definitely.
not in them, that's why I say thank you. But now go ahead, Frank. Go ahead and elaborate on it.
I'll just say, yeah, man, if you're making it, stay away from the bullshit, you know?
yeah,
At the end of the day, like, all right, so I grew up in the early 2000s, right? So times are different, you know, and I think it's cool and a good thing that the music changed from back then, because back then music was, if I slap a tape from 2000 right now, I think the only ones that got off back then was like Biggie, Bone Thugs, you know, like big time names, right? But now you
yeah,
have like real artists that grew up in the ghettos who really came from the hood, or not even from the hood, meaning like poverty, like low income, like, you know, like normal people, like, you know what I'm saying, struggling, right? Because these artists usually, like, when they become famous, they already have somebody that's in the door.
yeah.
So now the new wave of you guys that are coming through, and I see you guys grinding hard and getting the bag and fucking getting new houses, new cars, and I'm like, dude, I salute all the youngins. You know, I'm in my late 30s, but I salute all the youngin homies because back then it wasn't like that, dog. Everybody was in just going to jail, and they're like, and I look at it now, and I'm like, damn, man, like, damn, what the fuck, like, this is not the way society's supposed to be, homie. Like, this shit is all backwards, you know. So now when I see you young and homies doing it and getting a bag, like I said, and making this shit, crack off and making a bag out of it, I salute all of you guys because man, times have changed. And a lot of older homies they don't like it. They're like, nah, I'm this and that. But like I embrace the little homies. Like hell yeah, dog, keep doing your thing, fool. Like stay away from the bullshit, little homie. Keep
Yeah.
go to work, learn how to do a job application, go to fucking school. Because at the end of the day, without school education, you really don't got much.
You don't got nothing. Yeah.
I learned that the hard way because I had to go back to school to get my high school diploma because I'm like, hell no, let me turn the U turn around, let me go around real quick, go back around and do this one more time because and it opens a lot of doors, it really does, man. So
Yeah.
I'm just glad to see you youngsters that are younger homies that are staying away from the bullshit and really pursuing what they love to do, and
Yeah.
it's ain't shit behind the walls and on drugs, they definitely ain't shit either. So it's good to see the change, man. It's different change.
Yeah.
Only I think only a bitter person would be mad at the generation now. And there's a couple people that are like, I don't like the music. I don't like the younger generation. Like it's like my mom probably don't like our generation either because when she was her younger days, it was different now. And imagine how like so. I just think it's crazy. Like we just got to adapt and understand it. Time doesn't stop. You
Right.
know what I mean? You just got to adapt to what's in front of you. And so I just say salute to all of you guys for grinding hard, bro, for real, and making a difference, dog, for real. Because back then everybody was so focused on. I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Colors. You ever seen the movie?
I
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, like everybody was so focused on that lifestyle. Everybody wanted to be like that, and nobody wanted to get money. But now you guys are getting money. It's like okay, hell yeah, that's what it's about. But yeah, that's what I said.
No, no, that's honestly like exactly what I was trying to say without because I'm gonna be real, I was born in 2000. I'm saying I'm a 2000 baby. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Uh, so like
Mhm.
I would just want to let you give them that perspective. That's truly what it was because that's what my parents tell me what it was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course
Okay.
it was now, and I take this away so that it's not just pinpoint on the streets because not everybody's gangbanging, but for the most part, it's not even just that. It's just in the music these days, even if they're not affiliated, it's cool to do the other stuff, which is cool. Everybody has their own sauce. Hey, I hope everybody makes it in their own way. But I just truly, as an artist that grew up listening to Big L, J. Cole, Big Pun, Mortal Technique, all these other talented artists, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, even I want to say to Lauren Hill, like not just rappers, but singers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Voices. There's certain music that I heard that made me proud to say I love to make music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's kind of where I'm coming from. Like I may look at, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not all super bar right now, but I may look at when I'm all shaving, all super chocoloda. Bro, I'm a normal family man. I mean, because as far as the police concerned, but yeah, in real life, I'm a family man. Like on a real tip, though, I
Yeah.
did my dumb stuff when I was young, juvenile. My whole point is, though, I've always been more than that. That's why in my music, yeah, of course, that's what I grew up around. So you're gonna hear that. But for the people that know, I have a lot of deep stuff. I talk about being a dad, stuff for me growing up my childhood.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff that influenced J. Cole style. Not trying to be like him, but just that's where one of the
Yeah.
first artists I discovered on an iPod. My uncle gave me an iPod in 2000, I think, three, and everybody listened to J. Cole, and ever since. But point is, so that's why when I'm gonna give your flowers to you, Jay Means again. I want everybody to go follow him. That's why I'm repeating it twice. Go check his music out. But let's actually talk about your music. Can you give me a few songs? Give me your top 5 favorite tracks of Jay Means, and then let's give me 5 more. Or if you have them, if you do, you don't. Just shout it out. Just let the people know your work, your music videos. I want to know more about your discography and everything you got to offer.
All right. So I'm gonna just talk about songs that are out because that's what people can go listen to and
Type
go
deal. Go ahead.
out. So top 5 songs I would say shit. Okay, I got J Tovin, J Tovin Part Two. That's 2 different songs. Dropped them probably a year and a half apart. But J Tovin Part One, J Tovin Part Two. I would say Godspeed. I would say You Asked for This, and December 31st. I would say those songs are like a very good representation of how I rap, and basically if you like those, you'll probably like everything else I got. So those 5 songs: Jaytoven Part 1, Jaytoven Part 2, Godspeed, You Asked for This, and December 31st. Those are probably my 5 favorites that I have out.
Okay. So, do you have any albums or mixtapes, or would you just say you have singles out at the moment?
At the moment, I got one. I have one EP out. I dropped it at the top
Okay.
2024, like January 1st,
Bet.
2024. One EP. It's called Jaytoven. It's 7 songs, so it's technically not an EP, but it's an EP for me because I was just rapping on it. It's not a project. I don't want to put it out and tell you it's an album. It's an EP. It's
Okay.
called Jaytoven. 7 songs, and it's it's to me that's high level rapping, and I put that out almost 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. About so the next one I'm about to come with is gonna be crazy. But other than that EP, I just got all singles out. I don't want to give. I don't want to give. I appreciate that, man. You asked for that. You asked for this. Definitely one of them ones. But
I just didn't want you to think I was ignoring
I,
you. I'm finished. I'm
I
finished.
got all singles out now.
Yeah,
So.
I got like 8 more minutes. No, my apologies, guys. I was supposed to mute it because I'm about to talk up 2 after this. No, yeah, outside. I'm sorry.
No, you can finish everything.
I got you. Oh, speaking of, actually, it was one that came in. It's Dreamer BGS, one of the co-hosts, actually.
All right, what up, Frank? Much love, everybody.
Yeah, so.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah, it's because we're chopping it up on some family stuff. Sorry, you guys heard the outside 6Deuce. Now I'm like, my bad. But it's all respect, it's all love, But yeah,
Appreciate you, Kenny. Appreciate you.
What happened, boss? I'm sorry.
I was talking about the comment. My boy Kenny, he just commented. He said "Long Talks with Granny." That's another one of my songs. He said that's his favorite right now.
Hell yeah! Make sure you guys go check out. Is it on all platforms? Can we bump it
All
on all platforms?
Long Talks with
okay.
Kenny. And that's my boy Kenny Stacks. He make music too. We just dropped the song Friday. Circles.
Hit the interview.
Yeah, he's next.
Yep. Hey, now you know what? Shout out to you, Kenny Stacks, and Long Talks with Granny. I'm gonna make sure you guys check that out. I'm gonna check it out most definitely when I get off the car right now in a bit. I want to say shout out to Top of the Shelf. I already have it. Smoking Taz, Lily Loves You, Randy Jean Lovely One. You said Jemiah, right?
Yes.
Jemiah Miller and Sus Wanted, Gil Hermie FL. And hey, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. But what's your favorite track, your personal favorite out of all the songs you named right now?
Out of those 5, oh shit. You know when you got your favorite song and then a couple like a year go by and then you make so many
find another favorite song.
Like the recent, like I don't know if it's recency bias or if it's really my favorite song. Shout out my boy KJ, that's who just joined the chat, K-Lix. But I would say right now, probably Jaytoven Part 2. It's probably my favorite song right now, just because I was really rapping. Like I heard that song Cole just dropped called Clouds, and he was really rapping. So I got on that song and I started just really rapping. Like I feel like that's one of my best rapping songs. I don't know if that's my favorite because of recency bias or because it's really my favorite, but I'll just say Jaytoven Part 2.
Tight shit. So that one as well is on all platforms. All of this music that you mentioned,
everything I'm naming is definitely going to be on all platforms. I just want to talk about the things I have out that everybody can go and actually check out.
Okay, and make sure you guys go stream it. It helps, not just on YouTube. Make sure you guys go check out the Apple Store. Make sure you guys check out the Spotify. Make sure you guys check out the SoundCloud. Run it out everywhere for the artists because it helps us, bro. All it takes is one like. I'm gonna be real with y'all. If y'all gonna be the type line and listen to it, at least like it, at least share it.
Yeah.
At least like it, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna hurt you. We help each other as a community. So I want to encourage people, show them some love. Don't be shy. All of our supporters, please go over and show love. And I want to thank Frank, thank you, and everybody for tapping in.
All right, brother. You guys have a good one.
Before I get next few questions before we finish this up, I want to say, how do you navigate your creative expression and commercial? I don't know what the heck. Oh no, I'm my bad. I'm reading literally something totally different. I'm sorry.
You good, bro. You good.
My bad. What's the one thing you wish more people understood about your music?
Uh, it comes from a place of love. I want people to just actually listen to the lyrics, and I make sure that every time you listen on Apple, Spotify, there are lyrics. There's lyrics there. If you click the little lyric tab, you can see the lyrics. But I just want to make sure everybody know my music coming from a place of love. If you listen to the lyrics and really understand them, you'll definitely understand. Like it's all coming from a place of love. So just if you listen to it on Apple, just click the little lyric thing. They're gonna be there, and just listen. Actually read the lyrics. Like that's what I definitely want people to do. Cause
Would you mind? Would you mind? Remember, I told you could do it word for word. Would you mind playing it and rapping it word for word? Do you want to do that for us?
well, what song?
The one you just spoke about, the one you said you really liked, the one that said to go check out on Apple Music. If you can if you do it word for word, it counts as live music.
I could do it acapella. I just don't have a way to play the beat out.
Okay, now do your thing. Do your thing. I'm if you don't have the current equipment to do it, don't even worry about it. You can even do acapella if you want to share just the music, the message. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll do it acapella.
Yeah.
So
That way the people can feel it.
it's called Jaytoven Part 2. Like my boy Kaylee Hayes just said right there. I spit for the people. So this is Jaytoven Part 2. It's out on all platforms, and it'll go like this. First time I seen the niggas sell crack was in the movie scene. I moved between the church and the trap. I'm trying to school my kings and two my queens who's feeling collapse. Promise you do succeed. I do believe he called me to rap and stop chasing useless dreams. I knew the fiends who fiend to attack. We need some new regimes. No room for these who seem to attract too many useless things. We lose a team. We move into a being that we can't balance on. The talent's gone. The only thing they see is how many views on screen. I'm gonna stop it right there.
Yeah, yeah. Even look, even boy Dream BGS.
My boy, that was real clean.
You know what I mean? Nah, yeah, and you wanna know why? Cause okay, like that's why I say, and it's no disrespect. Cause hey, look, I'm saying right now, much love to Chicano rap, much love to all genres of rap, but it's no disrespect to the OGs. They did a lot of the music, but people like us now, they'll be surprised. Like I'm not a cholo rapper. I'm not saying I'm not a Chicano rapper. I'm not. I'm a Chicano that makes music, and what I mean by that is like that's the type of music we listen to, believe it or not, versus people think we're probably, bumping
Yeah.
other stuff. I ain't trying to be like stereotype. The point is that that's my whole point. That's why when I got at you, the whole purpose was I'm not saying that other people, when they make music, is not as valid. It's just at the same time, when I can relate to something having a greater purpose or having a stronger message, it's nothing personal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just something you can feel. And like you said, if you're doing it for your people, bro, I salute you. Keep doing it for that because at least you stand for something. You know what I mean? You
Yes,
stand,
sir.
and at the end of the day, bro, that's a stronger message and a stronger impact you can make on people that work with you, that are around you, that you can influence, that you're going to later on inspire. So the way I look at it, and I've told everybody that's came on SR Broadcast, the genuine people, the hard work is gonna pay off. And I know they hear that and it's cliche and hear it all the time, but it's the cold truth, bro. And I learned that every day that it's when you least expect it,
Yeah.
and when you meet people, like even right now. So I'm thankful that you even came on here.
I'm thankful that you let me come on here. I'm
I
grateful.
appreciate you. And I want to say shout out to everybody that was up in here. Make sure you guys go follow J Means once again on everything possible. Go listen to him on everything possible. Go follow us on everything possible. Subscribe right now if you can. Like this video. And I repeat, because when you throw this more into the algorithm, it throws J Means, other artists, people that are on here in the algorithm, because that's how it works. Believe it or not, if you search up J Means, boom, 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 he's going to be related to anything J Means. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell everybody, let's share each other. We're a community. This goes for all of us. Check out the old interviews. Tap in. People looking for new interviews. Tap in. Shout out to Calix Hayes. Everybody that tapped in recently. Everybody.
Yes,
It's
sir.
your boy 6Deuce SR Broadcast. We got my boy Junior BGS.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for everybody tapping in. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate all the love you guys show. You know what I'm saying? All the time you guys share the content. Just keep it up. You know what I'm saying? Watch the progression. We all finna grow,
Yes, sir.
Everybody, appreciate everybody.
Thank you, Bob. You want to shout anybody out? I want to give you the floor to, say what you have to say. Go ahead, shout your people out, shout upcoming projects, tell the people what you got coming. I'll go ahead and let you send your last regards and anything you want to say before we go.
For sure, I got a few people I want to shout out. First and foremost, all things goes to God. First and foremost, He's before everything. I want to say a big shout out to my girlfriend Jemiah Miller. She's in the group chat. She's in the chat right now talking and stuff.
Shout
She
out
always
to your wife.
throughout everything. She's at all my shows, recording everything. Shout out to my mom. My mom's always there. She believed in me. She bought me my first mic. She paid for my shows sometimes when I ain't got it. My brother Calix always supporting me. Always there. He always supported me. Kenny Stacks always there, always supporting. Let me record. Come pull up and record with him. Kimmy, I haven't even talked about that. She hosts an open mic in the city, and that's really where I got my footing and really been able to really start outsourcing from that open mic. So really shout out to her and shout out to everybody that really just rock with me. I got a song coming out this Friday. It's gonna be Stay the Night. A song called Stay the Night coming out this Friday. I got a song called Take the Wheel coming out in 2 weeks. And my EP is gonna be called The White Noise Collection. And that's gonna come out at around maybe like 2 weeks coming out. So if you follow me on Instagram at JMXXNS, it'll be there. I post everything. I post videos. I try to make content daily or every other day. And put it out. I put out my live shows. I'll be at a few live events coming up. I just had a few this weekend. I got a few more coming up this next week and then this next month. Got a mic drop video coming out. I got a lot of stuff coming. I'm really putting my foot on the gas pedal.
Okay. He said, okay, so you know what I like said about that. Hey, yeah, y'all heard, and I ain't trying to cut you off either. You keep going this real quick. I just want to say expect a lot. That's all I was gonna say. Expect a lot from them. Continue. Go ahead, boss. If you got more to say, shout out. I ain't trying to rush you. Go ahead.
I just got a lot of things going on, and I've been in hibernation mode for a while. Like I've been rapping for the last couple of years. I ain't really been I'll say doing it out loud. I ain't really been and like just doing it out loud. I've been rapping, perfecting my craft, and I just started. I would say at the top of this year. I would say 2025 is my first year actually just starting to do it. So I'm really finna stay consistent. I'm being in your face. If you follow me, you're gonna see my face all the time. I'm being in your face a lot. So I'll definitely.
You're very consistent.
I'm definitely not gonna stop. I got another interview. It's getting done tomorrow. I don't know when it's gonna drop, so I have no promises on the date. Got another interview coming soon too. Another mic drop video, like I said, and content coming every day. If you follow me on Instagram, JMXXNS, like you see my name right here, J means. All you gotta do is plug in the E and the A for the 2 X's, and then that's my Instagram name. Content all the time. TikTok is the same. Content all the time. If you want to tap in with me, I work with anybody, everybody, no charge. I do music because I love music. So it's not about money. It's not about business. It's about the true love for the craft, for the art. So,
if you look up in the box right there, would you say that's exactly how you spell your Instagram name?
Yeah, that's my Instagram right there. That's that's every platform that you possibly need to find me on. You can find me like that on there. And you can just type my regular J means with the regular letters in there. You can type that in Google. If all else fails, you can go on Google and type that in.
Yep. And I want to go ahead and shout it out. Make sure you guys go tap in with this mic drop coming up. You heard him, and on SR Broadcast, you heard it here first. You know what I'm saying? Get that next live interview as coming up. Shout out to him and the people that are throwing. You want to shout them out? Do you know what podcast is going to be on?
Yeah, so shout out to my boy. It's another local artist that's really been showing love lately, Pollo Poppy.
Shout out to him.
And he's with his collective. His group is Sound the Hill. He's with that collective, and they do a lot of things around the city. And they're hosting this Freestyle Friday with these with this, and then this time they're doing this bracket where you could join in, you win one round and you get these free tickets. You win another round, you get the headline of show. And I just think it was great opportunity. So shout out Pollo Poppy, all day 8407. That's who's shooting the video. All day 8407. That's who's shooting the videos. He's crazy with the camera, crazy, like editing crazy. He do a lot of stuff around the city. He works with a lot of artists. Shout out to him. Shout out to Pollo Poppy. Shout out to Sound on the Hill, CC the Poet. That she runs Sound the Hill, all that, like definitely.
No, big shout out to them, man. Make sure you guys tap in with them as well. You heard them. So I want to go ahead and say thank you. I really do. I want to thank you, Jamie. Thank you for coming on, for taking the time. Because here's the thing, and also I'm still running it for a while now, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it right here again on camera. For all the people I'm interviewing and have interviewed in the past, you guys have a lifetime membership too. Because mind you, and this ain't to advertise how much we cost, because you guys know, excuse me respectfully, we do free live interviews and 24/7 free story post, but we charge for 30-day collaboration post, or we do permanent collaboration post for 15, but we do 10. I meant to say 10 on the 30-day and 15 on the permanent. But for you, every day, one post every day for the rest of your life, you collab SR broadcast every day. So that's what we're offering, whether we have now, where we're at, 1,000 followers, 1,700 subscribers, a million. I'm gonna offer that to you. So collab your stuff every day. Send a post over. I want to appreciate you. That's the whole point. I want to say thank you. So just know that you have that. We won't be doing this forever. Was my point. We're gonna stop it in a month or two, but just know that. Just know that, guys. That we have a lot coming. But you're one of those that right now, because we're doing it. Just know every day, one post a day, and it'll stay there permanently on our page every day for the rest of your life. Just collab SR broadcast. Do what you got to do. So thanks for coming on. I want to say shout out to your peoples. I heard you say, shout out to your family that
Yes.
support you,
My
your
family, my
wife,
mom, my
your
dad,
moms,
my
everybody,
grandma. Shout out to her because that's the whole reason I'm in music. Shout out my grandma for putting me in music, putting the piano under my fingers, putting the drumsticks in my hands, making me do it. Shout out my mom taking me, doing all that. My dad always been there supporting. Shout out everybody. Shout out everybody that ever touched me. Anybody that ever played a part in my life. Shout out Paper man. My boy he been supporting. I just recently met him. He been supporting. Shout out everybody that ever touched me. Anybody that ever been in my circle. Everybody that ever been around. Shout out everybody. I love y'all.
No, I want to say thank you, man. Thank you so much. I hope you, your family, your career, and everybody stays great. Y'all stay blessed. Take care of yourself. I want to appreciate you for coming on. If you're ever interested in a part two live interview, they're always up for debate. Not debate in a bad way. Like, come through. You got it. Come through
Yeah.
whenever you want. I say debate because, sometimes y'all busy. Sometimes you guys are cool
Yeah.
with the interview. I respect it, but just know you can always come on for part two. Tell your peoples, tap in. Shout out to you, your city, everybody, from Cali to your section. Where I'm from and back. It's all love. It's all respect. I hope you have a great day, boss. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to sign out. Make sure you guys run up this interview. Go show him some love and show love to his music. And not only that, but like, comment, subscribe. We want to thank you guys so much.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Stay
Appreciate it.
blessed, boss.